Hello friends, happy Tuesday. This is Tara with Tara's Tuesday Talk, and I am so happy that it's May. Not just because school's almost over. I am also delighted that it's May because it is Foster Care Awareness Month. And it's just a wonderful time for us to stop and be intentional about conversation around foster care and our hearts and how we're, how we're involved in what we're doing and all of those things. So for Tara's Tuesday Talk this month, we are going to have conversation around the topic, what foster care is not. So just through our advocacy classes that have been super fun, and our identifier Zoom calls, where we're just getting together more and having great conversation with all of you that are partners with us in this ministry of keeping kids and families. We've come together around this topic of making sure all of us understand what foster care is not. There's a lot of terminology, there's a lot of stories, there's a lot of media out there that's pouring into us these concepts of what foster care is, and it's not always accurate. And we just really want to jump in this topic and into this conversation and just bring awareness to some of these things about what we're hearing, about what media is saying, and then about some of the reality that we just haven't talked about yet. So we're going to do that this month, starting today. So if you have a moment, grab your coffee, hang out with me, and let's have some conversation. And again, I wish I could be with you, but what makes it feel a little bit more like I'm with you is if you comment. So comment and tell me your thoughts. Hearing from you is just a really fun and easy and beneficial way for us to know what you're thinking, everybody's background and everybody's story really impacts all of our stories. And so if you share some of your story with us, that's going to impact us. It's going to impact our view on these things. And we'll just be able to create even a wealthier knowledge of what's really going on and what God's really doing in all of us and in his world and in his body, right? And so please jump in there and comment. Let me know your thoughts. Share them with others that are listening and watching. So after they watch, they can just read your comment and just get even more information. So I encourage you to do that. So today's conversation, what foster care is not, is just going to be a very generalized idea. And then we're going to get deeper each Tuesday. So today, I just want to bring the awareness and the realization that actually came from one of our identifiers in this conversation that we've been having, that foster care is not what the movies and media oftentimes show it to be. It's very common for us to get those stories that are negative, that show the really bad side of foster care. Now, that side is real. We all know it to be real. And I very much appreciate the media bringing us that knowledge, because it can only help us, right, to better understand what's really happening to kids in foster care, especially in the States where it's been going on for many more decades than here in Honduras. And so, I appreciate that awareness. We need that awareness. We need that understanding so that the church gets more involved, so that the welfare offices don't let things slide that are just not okay, so that we protect children. So while we're happy to receive that information from media, I think a big misunderstanding also happens that this is the commonality in foster care and the orphan story and all of these things. So foster care is not totally exactly what we're shown through the media, through movies, and we need to realize that. So, and if I had never seen a movie about foster care or read a story, even like books, we have so many beautiful, wonderful fictional books about orphans and their stories and how horribly they're treated in their lives, and then they, conquer it and become our heroes, right? And those are beautiful stories. But if I hadn't read any of those, my only concept of foster care would be my experience. In my experience, I've literally heard almost only good, amazing, miraculous stories of how Christian families have stepped up, cared for children. Those children struggled, the foster family struggled, they got the support they needed, they got the training they needed, and those kids had breakthroughs. Amazing families stepped up and adopted those kids because of their connection with the foster family. God did these amazing network things and divine moments, and the families that were meant for these children found them and adopted them, all because that foster family, stepped in, took care of them, served in that space, so that then God could get them to their forever family. These are the stories that I hear. If I had not ever gotten anything from the media, literally, these are the stories I hear. Maybe 1 out of 20 stories are those hard stories that just nobody could pull through for that kid. It didn't happen, they didn't get through, and they ended up in a small group home or in an orphanage until they became adults, and then they struggled as adults. And so literally maybe 1 in 20. Now, I know there's more than that. I know my world is small, but I just wanted us to have that realization and to think on our own as well. Hey, I hear a lot of these stories. They mold our concept of foster care and adoption and things like this, and we can't allow them to be the only voices. We have to stop and say, what do I know? What's my personal, connection to other foster families, to adoptive families, and what has their story been? And I have a feeling that maybe yours is similar to mine, and the positive totally outweighs the negative. Families have stepped up. Not all families are doing it for the money and things like this. Now, we know the other is out there, but I really want this to shape our thoughts, because I do believe that if we realize the good that's happening in foster care and the good that's happening through adoption stories, we will be more likely to support that movement, to find our space, to help those foster families so that their stories can be positive as well, right? And so I just think that that's something that needs to start shaping our thought of what foster care is not and what it actually is. So I encourage you to stop for a moment, maybe even write down, what is your experience in foster care? If you don't know a lot of families, maybe make that one of your goals this month, to kind of be like, who in my church fosters? Who in my kids' school fosters? And kind of maybe just say, hey, I want to hear from you. What's fostering like? And maybe even ask them also, what helps it be successful for you? And I imagine they're going to tell you there's a friend, there's a family member, there's a church that's behind them, supporting them, and that's what's making it successful and possible for them. Now, they're not going to have stories of, oh, every kid I get is fabulous, they're great, they get to adoption quickly, and all these things. Yeah, there's going to be hard in every story. But the majority of the stories are going to have beautiful, beautiful messages of how God has used them, supported them, and how as a body of Christ, as a family, they've surrounded this kid and given them so much hope and so much of what they need. So I encourage you to do that. Find out the true stories. Find out the stories around you. And so as we dive into this topic, share your stories with us. We want to know what God's doing in you and what you're learning. So jump on here, shoot some messages, and let us know. Now, to wrap us up today, I do want to share a little bit more about the opportunity around foster care awareness this month of May. For Identity Mission, we just want to give you the opportunity to get involved, to just promote this month as what it was meant. It's meant to pass on awareness. We know the power of our voices, of advocacy, and of social media. So get the word out there. Let other people be aware that this is Foster Care Awareness Month, so that God can start reaching in their story and using them the way He wants to use them to support someone around them, or of course globally, to support foster care growing in countries so that kids can get out of orphanages. And so how you can support this month with Identity Mission, there's several ways. So first off, we're launching foster care awareness with this 5K. We did this last year, so this is our second annual 5K. And it's virtual so that we can all be involved together, because we're all so far apart, but God brings us together through our spirits. So we're gonna go run. I say run because I'm going to have my kids and I'm probably going to walk most of it. So we're going to go get our groove on. You can go, we're doing this all together. So May 27th through 29th, anytime during that weekend, grab your people, go find a spot, go do a hike, whatever you want to do, and you're doing it in honor of Foster Care Awareness Month. It's only $25 to register. That is symbolic for it's only $25 a month to support a kid in foster care with Identity Mission. And so you give that donation to get your number, and there's all kinds of opportunities for giveaways and things like that as you're running. Take your pictures and then post them, and use the hashtag run4family 2022. And let people know what you're doing. And maybe someone's going to see that and be like, hey, what's that about? And you can share about Identity Mission and how each and every $25 a month supports one kid in foster care and keeps them out of an orphanage. And you can start your advocacy right there, just because you got up and you ran, or walked, or jogged, or got on your bike, whatever you want to do. We are not picky. So think of who you want to take with you, have some good conversations, get some exercise, take the kids out, talk to the kids about why you support Identity Mission and what it means to be a foster family. Maybe you haven't had those conversations with your kids yet, and this is just a great opportunity to open their eyes to a concept of something and to start planting seeds of the good of what foster care is. Do that early with them so that as they do watch TV and they do see media, that's not the only thing shaping their concept and their understanding of a beautiful thing God designed of when a family opens their home to an orphan or a vulnerable child and takes them in. This is a God design. This isn't a government design. This isn't a secular design. It is a God design for us to open our families and take in the widow, the orphan, the stranger, the traveler. This is what He called us to do. And so this is a great opportunity for you to talk to your kids about that. And as a family, say, hey, what are we going to do about this? We can do $25 right now. And then what are we going to do ongoing? And so all the kids are emptying their piggy banks to get together their $25, and they're starting to understand what it means to invest in the life of someone else that is less fortunate than themselves, but has just as big of a God story ahead of them if we play our part. So I encourage you to get on, register for the 5K, and right now, what you need to do today, Identity Mission just posted the giveaway. So right now, just till Thursday, this isn't the big giveaway, this is the right now giveaway. This is the invite people giveaway. So what you need to do right now is get on Instagram or Facebook, and you do the tagging people that all these giveaways do. Do the tagging. There's 3 things you have to do. So go read the post, do the tagging, and this is until, I think Thursday, yeah, it says it in the post, but whoever does that, then we're going to have a giveaway of whoever posts or shares the story, tags people in it, all of those fun things for the 5K that was just posted. So go find that. That giveaway is this week. You've only got like 2 days to get on that, and encourage others. So obviously it's not just for the giveaway, although if you're only doing it for the giveaway, that's totally fine. It's to share with other people that the 5K is happening and that this is what they can do this month to be involved in foster care awareness. So thanks, guys. Have a great week. Tag your friends, get together and run, and we'll talk again next Tuesday about what foster care is not. All right, take care.